What do you think about all this, Nick?
Well, it's great because I mean, before Nick's like, I love what you're doing, and actually, because Nick and I co-teach this youth group,
school.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And this is, I think it's so cool what you're doing. It like makes me want to bring it up at a class because this is like evangelism of a different sort. Like you've taken up the cross. You know, this is what you're doing.
Yeah. There's philosophy written into all of this, no question. I mean,
tons, actually,
tons.
They teach a class called Journey to
Yeah.
Adulthood. It's like the oldest class of Sunday school.
It's like the high schoolers.
Yeah, no.
I think, well, from a sociological standpoint, if we were to unravel the sweater, the biggest thread in this sweater is economics.
Yes.
So the reason that I don't give a shit about Idaho is because it doesn't affect me right here and right now. And I think if that storm affected my personal economy, then I sort of have that understanding. So in saying that, I also think that structure breeds culture. So if you create a system that is deprived structurally, you create a culture of depravity.
Okay.
So, you know, that's where you get your ghetto situations and things like that. You create this environment where you're cultivating that, so that's what you get. You get crime, you get all these issues where people can't get out of that community. And I think you're creating it essentially in this same voice, this same way, with what is going on with the climate. And so because people don't feel the effect of it firsthand, where they can say, oh man, I can't believe I'm paying $4 for a gallon of gas.
Yeah.
You know, that's one thing. But I think they just don't really have a way to really conceptualize it and really understand it.
Right.
And so economy seems to me to be the biggest part of that. So in saying that though, there's this guy, his name's John Rawls, and he wrote this sort of credo. He's over, or was at Harvard, Justice is Fairness.
Yeah.
And it's an amazing set of principles. It's 20-some principles, I think. But two pretty significant ones. But at the end of the day, it totally works. But it only works if everybody's willing to participate in that language. So if Will's not willing to participate in that language,
that's the thing. That's philosophy. That's the core.
But
of
if you look at what the core language is for all of this, and we again unravel that sweater, the core language is economy. And so obviously most societies don't participate in a litigious society as this one is. I mean, they're growing into it. And certainly we can look at countries like China who is the new America in the sense that they are the growing middle class.
In many ways, yeah.
That's where the middle class is. And if you really want to follow that wave and figure out where the easiest place is to go and get an education as an American and get a scholarship.
Yeah.
It's over there. And figure out the language that they want to speak, you know, and it's our language, you know, over there. But the global middle class moving over there. Granted, that system is such that you can make authoritative decisions decisively, quickly, and not have the backlash that you have here. But there is a sense of I don't know, for me, I'm a conflict theorist all the way. The problem I have with conflict theory is that it never makes a proposal for how you solve the problem. It just says how your idea for the problem is not any good, and how you should. But it makes you strive to continue to try and please me in a way. But in the end, it doesn't, you know, provide whatever that pill is that we need to swallow. So I think.
Can you just elaborate on that just a little bit?
Sorry. So conflict theory is.
He went to Oxford.
Like, edit that out. Conflict theory is just this idea that it's looking at sort of what the big structures are in society and how they interchange with the people and the culture and the way things work. In conflict theory, you could argue started with Marx. And so if you trace it back like that, it's going to be a discussion of economies. And it's going to be a discussion of how we're all stuck in this iron cage that's controlled by the structure that the government sort of creates around it. But the reality is we're not really in an iron cage, we're in a fuzzy cage. And it's nice, and it's got a hot tub.
Right.
And it's got a really cool sports car. And I can get all the food I want and everything that I need. But at the end of the day, it's not good for me, and it's not good for the people putting me in that place either.